from right here, right now, listening to my voice. We got the order of service right out front. You can scan the QR code. We got all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and our UCA website. So if you're new, you can also fill out and return a blue card in the seat pocket near you to be added to our email list and realm. So there's a couple things coming up, very exciting things coming up. First of all, today at 12:05, there's the Good Trouble Team meeting, formerly the Social Justice Team. So if you're interested in that, that'll be in Reverend Nick's office, again, at noon after service. There's also the board meeting today at 1 p.m. in the common room. Then Christmas Eve, something we're all looking forward to, I hope. At 5:30, we will have our Christmas Eve worship service, and afterwards there'll be a cookie exchange. So please come hang out, come listen to the beautiful music that the choir is working so hard on. Then January 4th, which is a Saturday, we will be taking down these beautiful greens at 1:30 p.m. Come help out if you can. And finally, Tuesday, January 7th, is the Interfaith Service for Mental Health. This is at 6:30 at the Covenant Presbyterian Church. So come support our local churches as well. We're not the only one here trying to build community. Thank you guys. Service will begin shortly. And we hope that you'll linger with us after service for some conversation, fellowship on Zoom, or in person in the common room. Thank you guys.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Augusta, where our mission is to create a beloved community, acting together with compassion, reason, and respect, and empowering us to promote a just society. My name is Dominique Grushinski. I use she, her pronouns, and today I'm co-creating this service with Chris Grushinski, our wonderful music director, Josef Patchen, the talented people running our tech deck, And all of you, we are shaping this moment together. If you're a first-time visitor today, we encourage you to stop by the greeting table following our service to get more acquainted with the church. Our membership coordinator, Fern Smith, maybe she's out there, not in here, would love to chat with you and find out more about you. There she is, there's Fern. The blue card in the seat pocket in front of you can be a great guide. As we welcome the return of the sun after the longest night of the year, so too do we welcome all of you, whether online on Zoom or in person. Merry meet and blessed be. There we go. In celebration of Yule, I offer these words from Wiccan author Scott Cunningham. I sorrow not, though the world is wrapped in sleep. I sorrow not, though the icy winds blast. I sorrow not, though the snow falls hard and deep. I sorrow not, this too shall soon be past. We light this chalice in your honor, Mother Goddess. You have created life from death, warmth from cold. The sun lives once again. The time of light is waxing. We welcome the ever-returning God of the sun, and hail to the Mother of all.
Would you rise in body or spirit for our opening song, a chant entitled Solstice Carol?
A fire is burning, the long night draws near. All who need comfort are welcomed by here. We'll dance neath the stars and toast the past year. For the spirit of solstice is still living here. We'll count all our blessings while Mother lays down, with snow as her blanket, covering the ground. Thanks to the Mother for life that she brings. She'll waken to warm us again in the spring. The poor and the hungry, the sick and the lost, these are our children, no matter the cost. Come by the fire, the harvest to share, for the spirit of solstice is still living here. A fire is burning, the long night draws near. All who need comfort are welcomed by here. We'll dance beneath the stars and toast the past year. For the spirit of solstice is still living here.
I'm Marika Bhattacharya. I use she, her pronouns. This is the time in our service where we get to welcome, to share with the congregation joys and sorrows. Thank you.
Let's sing our children out to continue their faith formation.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to take this time to get a little bit comfortable in our chairs, maybe close our eyes and feel our feet on the ground. We're going to take a journey and focus inward for a few moments. attune our minds, our bodies, our spirits to the cycles of the earth. We're going to focus on fire today. The fire inside us is the most important part of us, and today we celebrate that fire. It warms us during cold times and lights our way in the dark. I want us all to take a few deep breaths. Focus on your breathing. Feel the rhythm of it. As you're breathing, picture a light emanating from your chest. Light can be whatever you want, so long as it has a flame, a candle, a torch, a lighter, maybe even a match. As you focus on that flame, grab hold of it with your mind. Bring it forward, maybe a few feet in front of you, so you can see it. This is your light, your inner fire. Inhale deeply as you can, and feel the energy filling your lungs. Hold it as long as you comfortably can. Feel the crescendo of the energy building within you. And then as you exhale, unleash this energy. Your lungs are a set of magical bellows. See the light grow and brighten. You are the energy source of your own light. As long as you breathe, you can keep your flame alive. Continue to breathe. Nurture that light. Use your bellows to make it as bright as you can. And if all you can muster is just a small candle, that's enough. Move the light around with your mind. The flame can move through the abyss, lighting your way, for you are the light. And as the sun returns to dispel the dark night, so too can you banish the darkness. Excuse me. Now, dear folks, comes the time of writing the service that I dreaded, especially during this time of year. I'm really thinking about how much I spent at Target and Amazon for the kids this year. It's hard to ask for donations from y'all. However, we have to provide this place with fire. Just as Prometheus gifted fire to humanity, I ask you gift what you're able so that we may have knowledge, light, and hope. We accept cash checks, or you can use the text to give info, which is about to appear on the screens. Will the ushers please come forward?
Thank you all for your generosity.
All right, so we're all here on the day after the longest night of the winter to talk about Yule and sort of what it means. So let's first set the scene a little bit. Huddled around a campfire, drawn in close against the winter's chill, a twig snaps in the distance. The folk gathered look towards the north, where walking through the moonlit forest, frost on his breath and beard, strides the Holly King. The winter monarch, and on his arm, the queen of creation, the goddess herself. They stroll through the bitter night, gazing at the beauty of deep winter's rest, when from the east arrives a figure shorn in light. His eyes ablaze with the fire of life, auburn hair spilling out from under a crown of leaves, the oak king strides forth, snow melting at his feet. He silently challenges the Holly King for the hand of the goddess and reign of the earth. Old Man Winter nods solemnly at the challenger, ushering his bride to safety. He unsheathes his sword, shimmering with ice, as the knave of summer pulls his spear, dripping with fire. The people around the small fire can hear the vicious battle and see the sparks of the clashing gods in the distance. They huddle close together, wishing for the sun. After what seems like the longest night of the year, the Holly King is downed. Being brought to his knees, he smirks at the young upstart and gives him a knowing nod. The Oak King bows his head as if to say, "I'll see you soonest, dear adversary," and strikes a true blow to the Lord of Winter. The goddess, being in love with both, takes the new monarch's hand and continues on her walk. Soon, the people rush to the clearing where the battle raged, and looking upon the Holly King's fallen form, they see his eyes filled with joy.
Ours is an earth-based spiritual belief system. We see divinity not as an external force that lives above us, but rather an energy that exists both within us and within the world around us. The goddess energy is ever present within the earth's soil, nurturing and caring for the growth of new life. The god energy warms us with the sun's rays, and he assists her in the existence of all life. Both are necessary parts of our world, and both exist both within and without us. We follow the lore of the Wheel of the Year, a story of the sacred dance between the god and goddess as they transition, not only in their story with one another, but within their own stories and the shifts and changes in their own existence. The winter solstice, or Yule, brings about the peak of the Holly King's reign. He's a facet of the god energy, one that you might be familiar with, pagan or not. He has a long white beard, wears a crown of holly, has a joyful face that's been kissed by the cold air of winter. Something about a big red coat, you might be familiar. He is the god in his full embodiment of wisdom, the face of Father Time. He holds the sacred truth that endings and death are inevitable, but with them come new life. So with that truth in his heart, he sacrifices himself to the Oak King, the facet of the God energy that is youthful, vibrant, energized, and ready to bring about new life. As the Holly King sacrifices himself to our young Oak King, the wild-hearted God wins the heart of the goddess, and together they go on to begin stirring the energies of brighter, warmer days and fulfilling the promise that new life will always rise from the death of the old. Yule is what my husband loves to refer to as a liminal time. It's his very favorite word that he's taken on over this past year, liminal. Not only do we honor the return of the sun, for after technically yesterday, the days start getting longer, slowly, but they do start getting longer, something I know a lot of us are grateful for. But we also honor the fact that Yule itself is the longest night of the year. It is the celebration of the return of the light, but it is the sacred respect for the darkness that encompasses us during this time of the year. As is in many parts of our spiritual practice, a balance is present within this story. We can celebrate the young, vibrant, energetic flow of life while also embracing the wisdom, the truth, and the comfort that can come from age, time, and dark nights of the soul. We understand that both of these energies are ever present within all of us, ebbing and flowing through life and through our own personal experiences. Through the story of the Holly King and the Oak King, we can take comfort in knowing that even after our darkest nights and our coldest winters, the sun will rise again. We can also find peace in the fact that our dark nights, both internal and external, are an essential part of life, necessary for the wheel to turn in perfect balance. And though things may feel dormant all around us, and sometimes within us, we know that beneath the cold surface of the earth, new life is stirring and will rise again.
Paganism can sometimes be considered performative, right? However, I propose that the performance is exactly the point. In times past, the common people were illiterate and were really educated, going back even just so as early as the 1800s. The stories of the seasons, natural phenomenon, and celestial events were told through plays and dramas. I think this is perfect, for the greatest teacher in a pagan belief system generally is the earth itself, and she can put on some amazing shows. This time of year we have a long, dark, cold night. The animals draw into their burrows, and we stay in our homes and around those we care about. Ideally, the world slows down and rests. Ideally. The Holly King shows us that intentionality, self-care, and reflection are ideal for his quarter of the wheel. I mean, what else are you going to do when it's freezing outside if we weren't in Georgia? But stereotypical winter, right? So we got to think a lot of this comes from Northern Europe. On the flip side, the Oak King is vibrant and full of energy. He's external. He's pushing out. He's warming up the earth. The first robins on the branches, the beginnings of squirrels digging up my yard. It's the expression of the energy that awakens the earth through the life of spring. On the solstices, they coexist for one brief night, and the two sides of nature do battle. The conflict between staying inside, keeping everything internal, resting, and getting out there and making change happen. I'm sure we can all relate to that. What I draw from this conflict, though, is that both of these are necessary. You cannot act if you never rest, and if you never act, why are you bothering to rest? The earth also teaches us that each of these phases has a season. Perhaps that season is as short as a 15-minute break at work, or as long as a double shift, or perhaps even shorter or longer. I think the point is that both rest and action need to exist in our lives, and they should generally do so only one at a time. Is it rest if you're thinking about that next project? And is it action if you're so tired that you can barely function? Additionally, there is indeed a fight between the kings, which will triumph? This is an internal struggle that I have with myself. I'm sure all of us have had that feeling of, I really need to do the dishes, but I really don't want to. This couch is so comfortable. And ultimately, we have to ask ourselves, which king wins? Rest and action, one within the other. One feeds the other and fertilizes the ground of our lives. Respect each one in its season, for throughout the year, both the Oak King and the Holly King each have their turn to rule the land.
Would you rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, O Holy Darkness, Loving Womb, to the tune of O Little Town of Bethlehem?
Extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish the flame, but let it still burn within. To persist through the cold, we hold aloft the flames of our community and light the bonfires of old. For as the God is slain, so is the God born. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Bless